All right. Yeah. All right. Welcome back, all, and once again back. I'm sorry. I'm slow to start, everybody. It has been a while since I've been back. It's so nice to be back and start doing some hacking, and let's start continuing making cool stuff, which is, of course, is been my goal. Also, I wanted to thank. I haven't been out here in a while. I know everybody, but I want to thank my subscribers. We finally reached 105. Hey, I'm so happy for that first 105 subscribes. I mean, it's taken me forever to get here, to be honest, but you know what? Rome wasn't built in a day, so thank you so much for getting me to 105. But enough self-congratulations. The reason everyone is here today, we are using PentestGPT. This stream I'm doing is going to be a little long-form stream. Normally I would post, like a shorter video, maybe like less than like 15-20 minutes or something like that, but this is you need a bit more details, and we need to go a little bit deeper. So a little bit about PentestGPT, which is the tool I'm using. As you can see, the GitHub repo, it is a LLM based penetration testing tool for all my red teamers out there. It essentially guides you through the best options to actually hack a particular, anything. So before we get started, also, I'm going to be using a long since retired hack the box machine called Lame, right? So let's get Lame up and running. The reason I'm also doing this live long form type of hack situation is because I'm probably gonna make some mistakes. So for those who haven't done Hack the Box before, Hack the Box is just a bunch of rooms that hackers use to practice pwning. I say pwning, but owning the each room is a different like hack. So a lot of times we red teamers will use Hack the Box for practicing, and when we do our CTF hackathons, which I am not doing right now. So as you see, I have my Lame set up. I want to actually spawn this machine, which is probably gonna take a couple of minutes. Then from there, I happen to open their I think it's an OpenVPN, their actual OS that they have. One thing you'll see, and I may actually do a video a little later about how to set up Pentest to get going. But Pentest runs in the background, uses command line, as you can see. I'll just go ahead and loads up really quick. You can see that Pentest itself is just running on command line. So it makes it pretty simple. It's really not that difficult. I know it took me a little bit to set it up. Once I got it up and running, it's just a little bit of a couple of hints. But the whole point of PentestGPT is so you can talk to it, learn from it. So right now, it might be dead right now because I had it on for like all day yesterday and stuff. So let's see if it'll work right now. Okay, we are in Pentest. Okay. So we gotta turn on Pentest. The first thing we have to do is we have to test our connection. Pretty sure we're good on that. So for this one, we're going to be using Open API, or I'm sorry, Open AI 3.5. I think 4.0 was actually deprecated, so we can't really use that. But as you can see, number 2, we're good. We're connected with Open API. All right. So now we got to actually turn it on, right? It's a pretty simple command that they give you. Actually, it's just you're gonna invoke Pentest. You're gonna tell them to use a reasoning model. You're gonna use GPT 3.5, right? So it's pretty much you just copy that command. Let ChatGPT. Do I want to continue my previous session? No. I'm gonna start a brand new session, and we're gonna wait for Pentest to go ahead and do his thing. Hey, while that's doing that, let's check on our... okay, so our HTB lane box has officially loaded up. There you go. Let's now start. Connect to HTB, hack the box. Want to connect to a machine. They give you 2 choices to use: OpenVPN or the own box, Palm box. I personally prefer the Palm box because it's like it's a whole Linux operating system that opens up. So, but there's multiple ways to do it. You could connect to your actual command line, right? So we got our PentestGPT opened up too. Oh, and it's already asking us. All right, so please subscribe to penetration testing task. I wonder if you all can read that. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay, so please subscribe to penetration testing task in one line, including target IP, task type, etc. Okay. So once we get our desktop opened up, it's gonna transfer us, or might open another actual tab. Yeah. So let's go open another tab. All right. So this is the Pawn box, right? It's a little Linux operating system that's hosted on a Hack the Box. So now that we have this open, we kind of have our environment set up. We have our PentestGPT over here with the command line stuff. And we have our actual machine that we want to hack into. This is our IP address for that machine. This is our target. And of course, we have our viewer over here with our operating system, which we're going to be using to actually throw commands at. All right, so we're on a machine, but we don't know anything about it, right? We're trying to get some information off of it. So, first thing we want to do, we want to tell PentestGPT what we're actually doing. So, what do we know so far? Well, we don't have much information, but we do have the IP address. So let's just go from there. Let's just say let's do exactly that. So I'm going to copy this IP address. I'm going to take it back to PentestGPT. So I'm going to say, hey, Pentest. I'm not really going to say, hey, Pentest. I want to scan the IP address. It's our IP address. Period. It's an HTB machine called Lane. Now we'll see if it's smart enough to know the difference between HTB and Hack the Box. So we'll see. So once we have our initial task, just simply enter it in. Wait for PentestGPT to tell us something, right? Because remember, we don't know what to really do. We just know we have an IP address. We have a Hack the Box machine called Lame, and that's really about it. But as you can see, PentestGPT gives us some info. So PentestGPT, let's maximize this. PentestGPT suggests you do the following. To-do list. 1. Before reconnaissance, you you're going to go port scanning, use Nmap to scan the target machine ports, the expected outcome, a list of open ports and services, 1.2, well, 1.1 is port scanning and 1.2 is service enumeration. Next, we'll use Nmap to enumerate services open ports, aka list them, and find the expected output. We can actually go down and read a little more. Next one is suggested to do is web testing. The next one is a vulnerability assessment, and finally exploitation. But we don't really know what we're exploiting yet. So, Pentest says received a message. The IP address is 10.129.130.248. It's a target machine. The name is Lane. All right. So it even gives us an updated to-do list before we even get down there. So it's basically giving us some more of the same information. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So use Nmap to scan the target machine ports. The command is Nmap port on scan port text and all that, right? Right. Okay, so getting that. All right, so let's actually try that, right? Because it's telling us what we could try. So we're going back to the machine, yes, and second. We are going back. All right. Okay, so let's open up a little command line because remember we want to scan it. Now, let's just paste it over here. All right, what is Nmap? For those of us who don't know, Nmap is a port scanner essentially. We're gonna do a couple of options. Whenever you see a command, kind of want to see what Nmap actually does. Just, you can, it's simple. Just Nmap. What does it do? Oh, it's going to take you to nmap.org. Yeah. Nmap.org is where you'll be doing a lot of Nmap research into how it works. It'll help you a lot. But yeah, so we want to scan the port because we don't know actually which ports are up, who's pinging what, blah, blah, blah. None of that, right? But we do want, they gave us a note. Host name's down. If it's really up but blocking our ping probes, try -PN, right? So let's try it again. So we want to make sure. Well, first of all, we need to understand that when I'm putting this in, this dash, lowercase o, big case n, we're essentially telling that the output is gonna be put into this port scan file, that text file, right? This -p- is that we're actually scanning all ports. We really don't need to, but for the sake of this video, we're gonna go ahead and do it. But after that, because after I want them to scan the ports, I want to actually before that, I want to put and see if big P that's in, and this is going to scan for pings that are down, right? I believe. So we'll wait for that to finish a little bit. Just give me one quick second while this scans. It's gonna take a second anyway. still going. And that's okay, because we actually can do a little bit of a better scan. But basically, when we're scanning the uppercase P and the lowercase n, what we're doing is, and you could just scan this, right? Uppercase P, lowercase n. Something's gonna come up. I believe we're scanning for we're not pinging them, but make sure. I don't think that's it. No. Is it lowercase? Well, you got something. To be honest, actually got something. Okay, cool. Big P, little N. I'm sorry. Actually got something. I'll get back to that. Now I'm curious. There you go. Okay, how about this? Mmap giant P, little N. Network scanning. No, that's not right. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. All right, hold on. I'm about to use Google. Map. P. No, not yeah. Little P is port. Big P is ping. Yeah. Oh, come on. Here it is. Yeah, don't ping. Yeah. There it is. Do not ping. So basically, it's not gonna ping it because certain ports, when you ping them, they'll automatically activate it's kind of like a fail switch. It basically says, hey, we're not up. It'll tell you, it says we're no response, but it really is up, but because you pinged it, it says it's not. But because I didn't ping it, which is you might as well say it's ping no. We get all these goodies right here, right? Now, the problem with this is, even though I know it's port 21 is open, port 22 is open, 139, 445, and 3632. That's not really telling me enough information, right? I really want to know what services are running on each port. So let's do the scan again. Except this time, we're not going to scan for all ports, which is why it's taking so long. We're going to scan for services. And actually, it might take a little time this time because we're searching for ports, but we actually don't want to search for ports. We just want to search for ports, and then let's see if we could do 21, 22, 139, 445, and then 3632. Okay, that's the only ports we want. Let's see if they'll let us do it. Yes. Okay, it's going through. Now this one, it'll take a little bit of time, but we're also not doing all ports, so it's actually gonna go pretty fast. There you go. All right, so because we already know the ports already, right? Okay, so knowing that, what do we want to do next? Well, the first thing we want to do is go back in and tell PentestGPT what we found. So let's just copy and paste it. whole thing all the way up here. I'm gonna copy and paste it because this is what we found. So let's see. Let's see what Pentest tells us to do. Next. Okay, so we want to go next, right? So we want to add use a tool. We want to use user comments, and then we want to ask PentestGPT what it thinks about our results. Okay. I scanned the IP address. This is my result. Do line. Let's copy and paste it. All right. And let's tell Pentest to think about it. So now that we know it's thinking about it, right? Now, we want to actually, what it's likely going to tell us is to find vulnerabilities for the different services that are running, right? Yeah. Even gave us the right command, right? Okay, so gives us a bunch of options, right? So here's the results. Do the recon. I already did that. Receive message. Okay. Scan result. Here's my ports. They're open. Here's the service. Here's the service names, right? So service info, these are Unix, Linux, CPE, it's a Linux kernel, service detection performed, right? So it's basically saying, hey, well, these are pretty much saying the same thing. Use manual tech after we done web testing. We don't really need Nikto, but use manual techniques to identify potential vulnerabilities in a target system. Expect the outcome, list of potential vulnerabilities and their security levels. And then after that, we want to identify vulnerabilities to gain unauthorized access. And of course, the expected outcome is a successful exploitation and access to the target system. So let's start out with the vulnerabilities. What do we know so far? We know that we have 5 ports open. Well, open SSH is going to be really hard to find some vulnerabilities on that. Debian and Ubuntu, that's just the operating system. We could start off with this VSFTP. Now, this is running on port 21, which is FTP port. But let's just try this service right here and see if there are any known vulnerabilities. Okay, so known vulnerabilities. Let's copy and paste it. This is maybe a server. Vulnerability analysis, a VSTP backdoor. Gotta be one of these. Right. Let's see. Maybe this one. Okay. Ooh. So after modeling threats, let us load the matching into a Metasploit. So now we know that we can use Metasploit. Metasploit using the exploit Unix, and there's an exploit for this particular one. So using the Metasploit use exploit Unix FTP FSTPT 234 backdoor command and analyze the details. All right, so it gives it to us. So there it is right there. We can see that. It says we got to use Metasploit, use this particular exploit. Exploit Unix FTP VSTP. This one right here. Okay, so let's take this. And we're gonna use Metasploit. Yay, we get to use Metasploit. All right. Well, first we need to turn on Metasploit. So I believe it's just Metasploit, right? How do we turn? Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Because I haven't used Metasploit in a while. Start Metasploit. Let's start with Metasploit. So you just get some quick little how to use Metasploit. Use loading Metasploit module. How do you turn on Metasploit? I think it's just MSF. I forgot. Start Metasploit console. Getting started. Okay. MS Pro. Is it just MSF Pro? I think it is. Let's just try it. MSF Pro. That's not it. Which Linux. Is it sudo MSF Pro? No, it can't be. Can I just freaking CD or FT? Wait. There's something I'm missing. No. There's something I'm missing. Is this MSF? Is it just MSF start? MSF start. Nope. Of all things, it take me the longest time. Hold on. MSF console start. Maybe we should. Is it MSF console? Cancel. Do not. You better not. F console. There it is. Okay. MSF console. You think it's something else? No. There you go. Okay. All right. So there's our Metasploit right there. All right, so we got our Metasploit up. All right. And we have to use our vulnerability, right? So let's go ahead and use it. Paste it. Okay, let's use it. All right, no payload configured. Defaulting to command interact. Well, first we have to set up our listening host. Our listening host, our receiving host, and our listening port, right? So our receiving port. We're supposed to be doing receiving port. So it's listening port, receiving port, and I believe that is our IP address. Oh, no, it needs to be our host. That's what was probably throwing me off. Right? Set that. Okay. Because we are using, let's set the port. Let's set the listening host first. How do we get the listening host when we set up Metasploit? Just get it just from our IF config. So you just want to set listening host, and that is your internal IP address, right? one that says iNet. All right, so we want to listen to our NAT host, and then set our host. No, I meant L host. Is it L host or L port? No, it's our host, our port, and oh, you know what? I know what I did wrong. Set our hosts, and that is 10.129. I am not doing that. All right, it's host. All right, set L host. And that is your internal one. Okay. No, I mean, no, nigga. Is it L? It might be L host. No, I don't mean that at all. Now set L port 21. What? Oh, our port. Okay. No, I don't mean our host. Let's say host. Well, it should be set L host. And this is why I wanted to do that. This is why I wanted to have it live on and go in the deep dive. Yeah. It's supposed to be L. It should be set L host, right? But I'm getting an error message. It should be hosts. Our host. Okay, so for external victims, L host is a payload, should be your public IP. That's our public IG. Then our host. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's supposed to be our host, our port. Now let's try to set L host, and that be 10.14.11. Unknown data store watch L host. Did you mean our host? No, motherfucker, I meant L host. Wait. I think it should be L host. Let's try that. So let's try our host. 10.14.11. Okay, set L host. And maybe that should be this one. No, I don't mean data store. Well, let's try it. Let's try it anyway, because I want to just see if it'll work either way. Exploit. A remote host. So the remote host should be okay. So let's try this again. So set our host That's going to be the attacker. Remote host. Okay, so the remote host is the attacker. Set L host should be 10. That's the one we are attacking. 14.11. No, I did not mean our host. See, this is why. See, this happened to me before with the hack the box. For whatever reason, like, you have to restart the entire thing. Okay, so I'm gonna restart the entire thing because I know that is supposed to be working. Okay, so let's do this. Because even if I get the exploit, because it's having this issue, it's not even recognizing it. Let's try this again. Close it. Let's try it again before we restart the whole thing. MS console. Because last time I did this, the hack the box machine was like, I guess it was something in memory where I had to be like, the whole thing needs to be restarted. So if it doesn't work this time, because it's supposed to pretty much be get it in, then I'm going to, let's see if we can set outside the exploit. Set our host. And that is right. Set L host. Set L host dot 10.14.11. Okay, see that worked? Okay, now let's set the port. Set L port. Memory set 21, right? Now we'll use the exploit. Yeah, here we are. Now let's use it. No payload configured. Defaulting to command, whatever. Exploit. Let's see what happens. Are we in the system? Nah, that didn't work. So please specify the password. So we tried to go in through this VSFTP 2.3.4, which has a vulnerability, but that vulnerability does not work. No session was created. Because remember, we're trying to shell in. Okay? We're trying to shell in. All right? So that didn't work. So now we go back. We could try the open SSH. I highly doubt that's going to be it. And then we have this little goodie right here. Why do we have two of these? Right? This is SMB ports. Port 445, 139. They're both open. Net BIOS. Samba. Such and such and such and such. Now, one of these, okay, because these are two of the same services running on two different ports, I'm going to just scan one of them because, they're both the same. I'm gonna start with 445 because I know that's the SMB port. So let's just look up Samba SMBD 3.6 4.6 or whatever. 3.x to 4.x. What vulnerabilities do we know are there for this? No vulnerabilities. All right. Are there any? The Samba vulnerability. What is CVE 2021-4414-42 and how to fix it? All right, Samba vulnerability. This is the vulnerability. There is a vulnerability for this. I don't know what it is yet, but I know it's a Metasploit. I know it's a replica. Samba username in my script. You can see I already clicked on it, but yeah. This module exploits the command execution vulnerability in Samba versions 3.0.20 through 3.0.25 RC3. And using a non-default username map script configuration option. By specifying a username containing shell meta characters, attackers can execute arbitrary commands. No authentication is needed to exploit this vulnerability, since the option is used to map usernames prior to authentication. And they pretty much give it to you right here. So let's go ahead and let's try this one again. But remember, we're going to have to change ports, because before we was on port 21. Now we're going to go back to port 45. Because it might not let us use this until we actually switch the port game up. So let's just see. No payload configure. All right, so it will let us use it, but we still need to set the port to 445. Why are we doing that? The service is running on port 445, so that's where we're actually going to be opening our shell at. So now let's just see if we can exploit. All right. Permission denied, bind, something. You know what? I have to set everything up again. So let's set our port, our host again. Same thing. Because now that I believe we're in a different exploit, we may have to reset up. That's one of the annoying things about Metasploit. You have to set the whole thing up again. So the host again, and the listing host, and that is the same thing: 10.10.14.11. All right, let's try it again. Exploit completed, but no session was created. I gotta be doing something wrong, right? So we got our whole setup and a port setup. 9240. Let's go ahead and wait a second. There was something I was doing before. Let's do this. Show targets. Okay. Can I at least do that? Automatic 0. Targets, set target ID, show options, show targets. How about we do, hold on. Set target ID. Set target. Did that go through? I don't think it did. Hold on. Set target ID 0. Target. Okay. Can we exploit? Exploit completed, but no session was created. Did the exploit not go through right? Okay, so let's do this. Let's start this whole thing again. All right, and then let's just do the MS console again. Start over. I'm gonna use this one. All right, so let's go ahead and set our hosts. What is it? 10, 129, 129, 130. Is it 148? 248. 248. Okay. Let's do IF config to make sure. Set L hosts 10.10.14.11. Set our port 445. And let's use no payload configured. Exploit. There we go. That work? Hold on. We gotta wait for it. We gotta wait. All right, we got a shell. We might have 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 a shell. All right. Let's see. If we're in, we'll know. There he is. There's a shell. Now, where would they keep this at? Now, I hope they're not that crazy to, but, there is a root. Anytime you see a root on a new system, a root file that I can easily access without any sudo or anything, that system needs to be patched. And those ports need to be locked down like they did. But that looks like where we are. So that is a root folder. So let's go in there. Let's see what we got. All right. Where are we at? Root. See root. Reset logs. That's a shell. There's nothing I can do with that. The VNC logs. I can't do anything with that. But this root text.txt. You have a root.txt in a root folder of your Linux system. You are vulnerable. Why? Let's see why. So let's go ahead and cat that. TXT. This is our flag. That is our flag. Right? So let's take it back. Thank you so much. Right? Oh, flag owned. Obviously, I owned it already, but nah, man. Hold on. Yeah. Submit user flag. Where's the user flag? If I reset that, we'll just reset the whole thing. Because this was a user flag. Actually, obviously, you can see I got the root flag right here, but I don't think they will. Let's see if they'll give it to us. I wonder if it's not going to be the same. No, let's see. Yeah, they're not going to let me do it again. But, I mean, as you can see, the root flag, that is the root flag. Okay, so where is it? I didn't know there was a user flag. Oh, that's interesting. It's interesting. All right, but that is our root flag. Okay, so if you wanted to, what does this do? I could literally just do that again and just, get your root flag or whatever. But nah, man, it's that's pretty much it. I'm definitely in fact, I'm gonna go for this user flag eventually. I would never do that version like live, because that would be way too long, and you would see me here getting frustrated. Obviously, I've gone through and done this before, but this is definitely a good exercise. So I think I'm gonna be doing some more rooms as I go along, just trying to figure out how PentestGPT can be improved upon. As you can see, it says successful exploitation and access to the target systems, which we already have. It's really about prompt engineering. That's kind of the whole, I don't want to call it a wave, but that's really what's going on with the LLMs, the whole AI, artificial intelligence wave that's kind of going on. I mean, I've seen some pretty ridiculous assessments of AI. Someone said AI is worse than global warming, which is absolutely ridiculous. But people are gonna say what they're gonna say. Essentially, AI, in particular, this PentestGPT, just makes your penetration testing just a little bit easier. But you still gotta know what's going on. You still have to be able to know what Mmap is. You still gotta know what vulnerabilities to look for. I think it's fun to use, especially. I said this a while ago when the AI thing first started popping up. I think I did one my ChatGPT video a little while ago. I pretty much just think AI. Well, I'm not gonna say just think, but I think that AI will largely benefit the people who already know what's going on, and the casual user of AI will, use stuff like ChatGPT and stuff like that to write business plans and all that good stuff. Even using to help with start hacking. I do think AI is probably gonna eliminate some jobs in the tech sector, but it's also gonna open up a lot more too. So it's really kind of give and take. So anyway, that is my assessment. Say the root flag is on. I gotta do the user flag too. So that'll probably be a different video. But yeah, man, that's it. That's PentestGPT, man. In a nutshell. Thanks everybody. Like, share, and subscribe. Support the channel. Also check out my other channel, Elevated Lifestyle. There, where I'm actually showing the life of an engineer. It isn't just computers and late nights, and it's some fun stuff too. So that's gonna be it for the session, everyone. I appreciate everyone watching the stream and getting on code. And at the end of the day, as usual, go make something cool. Peace.